And hi, guys, and welcome to my last installment of of my show called the, the Alex Perez Show Gator post game show, um, where I break down this last game of the season against against these guys. It was the the the, the Florida Gators versus the Florida State Seminoles on Saturday, where these these mighty these these mighty Gators won by this this score right here, 40-21 against the Florida State Seminoles. After having a losing season like they did, they finally woke up and 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 played together as a team. And what is my thoughts about this game? This team played well. Um, to to be able to win. Um, Jordan Barr had an incredible game. DJ Lagway was a little bit off, but um, he managed to to play um, a, a, a great game as well. They were finally able to work as a team. So and and at the end of the game, before the time went out, they scored another touchdown that was that was leading to this score right here. 40 to 21 was the final on Saturday's game against the Florida State Seminoles. The Florida State team looked a little bit off. It looked like they couldn't get things together, but they managed. They managed to get. They managed to to stop the Gators at one point, but at the end it was all Gators with this score with a victory. Gators won 40-21 against the the, the Florida State Seminoles. And I got some news here. The new head coach of the Florida Gators is John Simiwa. He that coach is there for 6 years with a lot of money. I don't know how much is the 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 coaches getting under contract, but as always, it's a lot of money. Um, if you logged in to a contract for 6 years with John Summerwall is the new head coach for 2026, and yeah, the the Alex Perez show, Disability TV Network, broke the story about Sunday afternoon. He he spoke at the podium today. So let's hear what the coach had to say. Shall we?
We're going to begin with some opening remarks from Athletic Director Scott Strickland, who will then introduce new head football coach John Summerall. Coach Summerall will take questions, and then we'll have some media availability after that. For media, please wait for the microphones, and please introduce yourself and your affiliation when you ask those questions, please. So without further ado, Scott Strickland.
Thank you, Scott. Welcome. Good to have everybody here. I've ever seen this many people in this room. I didn't actually have these 4 weeks ago. This has come on lately. Hey, this is an exciting day. Appreciate everyone being here. And, this is a big step forward for Florida Gator football, and excited to introduce you to John and recognize Dave and just talk about what we have going forward here. Before I begin, I want to thank Billy Gonzalez and the current staff for their leadership during this.
We're going to begin with some opening remarks from Athletic Director Scott Strickland, who will then introduce new head football coach John Summerall. Coach Summerall will take questions, and then we'll have some media availability after that. For media, please wait for the microphones, and please introduce yourself and your affiliation when you ask those questions, please. So without further ado, Scott Strickland.
Thank you, Scott. Welcome. Good to have everybody here. I've ever seen this many people in this room. I didn't actually have these 4 weeks ago. This has come on lately. Hey, this is an exciting day. Appreciate everyone being here. And, this is a big step forward for Florida Gator football, and excited to introduce you to John and recognize Dave and just talk about what we have going forward here. Before I begin, I want to thank Billy Gonzalez and the current staff for their leadership during this transition. It's not an easy thing to go through. They did a great job of keeping our players focused and unified, and really proud of what they did last Saturday night, getting the win against Florida State. So I want to special thanks to them. At the University of Florida, we measure ourselves by one thing, and that's winning, right? You go around this campus and you see any athletic facility, the only thing written outside a building is a number, and that number is the year we won a championship. So winning is pretty important in the University of Florida. And that was a priority as we went throughout this really comprehensive search for a new football coach. We talked with outstanding coaches across college and professional football. We studied all kinds of leadership styles, program building philosophies, recruiting strategies. Above all else, we were looking for someone who approaches winning the same way the University of Florida does, as a daily, non-negotiable requirement. We're also looking for something that you can't fake. We wanted someone who wanted to be a Florida Gator, someone that being here in the orange and blue was really important to, someone who embraces the pressure and the expectations because they want to build a program to win championships. From our very first conversation, John Summerall stood out. His clarity, his urgency, his competitive mindset was unmistakable. He didn't just tiptoe around expectations, he leaned into them. He talked about winning a lot with a conviction that stood out. His resume, it reflects that mentality. He's both played and coached here in the SEC. He's been a head coach for 4 years. His teams have reached the conference championship all 4 years. He's won 2 conference titles, and Friday night has a chance to win another one. His career winning percentage ranks among the very best in the country among active coaches. He took over one program that needed rebuilding from the ground up, and he did it quickly. He elevated another one that was already performing at a high level. And he did it by creating cultures where winning isn't just celebrated, it's demanded. John is relentless in his pursuit of competitive excellence. He's tough-minded, he's direct, And he has a vision to build a Florida football team with an explosive, attacking offense and outstanding defense. And that's a formula that's worked pretty well for the Gators in the past. As part of this transition, we're also going to strengthen the structure around Gator football by reimagining the general manager position to ensure the operational, recruiting, and personnel systems run with efficiency and alignment. While conducting the coaching search, we also ran a separate rigorous search to ensure we found the right executive, someone with championship experience who can align with today's college football environment. We're proud to welcome Dave Caldwell as our new general manager for Florida football. Dave served as an NFL general manager and recently helped build 2 Super Bowl winning teams with the Philadelphia Eagles. He brings deep experience in roster construction, talent evaluation, analytics, and long-term planning. This structure matters. It creates alignment, it creates clarity, but most importantly, it allows John and the staff he's going to build to focus fully on leading our players, developing our roster, and winning football games. I want to thank President Landry and our board chair, Maury Husseini, for their strong support throughout this process. Their leadership gave us a great vision and the resources required to compete for championships. We also had a subset of trustees who provided valuable insight during this process that I'd like to thank. Our board vice chair, Raul Patel, our UAA board president, Chris Core, Fred Ridley, and Patrick Zalupski. All of them provided great insight. Both senior associate AD Duke Werner and one of our Gator greats, Danny Werfel, participated in every interview and discussion session related to both of these searches, both the head coach and general manager searches. Their insight and perspective were important to me personally throughout the processes. I also want to recognize Amy Haas, our deputy AD, who kind of spearheaded our GM search while we had a lot of focus on the football search to make sure the GM search stayed on track. I'm grateful for all these and so many others with UAA, and also want to thank 2 people who I leaned on and early on and throughout the process who are here today. 2 great coaches, Coach Steve Spurrier and Coach. And Coach Urban Meyer. Thank both of you men for being here. That's really special. I'd like to offer thanks to our search consultants. We use search firms for both of these, really for the first time. Chad Chatlos of Turnkey ZRG, Jake Rosenberg of the Athlete Group. Chad was on the coaching side, Jake was on the GM side. Their time and efforts in helping us identify a strong pool of candidates for these positions was invaluable and helped us land on great choices with both John and Dave. So today's a new day. John's record is impressive, but what truly sets him apart is his mindset. He is wired to win. He builds teams that reflect his competitive identity. And he creates environments where players and staff understand what it takes to perform at a championship level every single day. So John's going to finish the season with Tulane, and we wish him and the Green Wave well this week and beyond. But beginning today, he is the head coach of the Florida Gators, and we could not be more excited about his willingness to lead this program. To John, his beautiful wife Jenny, their children Sam, Sadie, Stella, and Selah. Got that right. Welcome to Gainesville. We're so glad to have you guys here. Ladies and gentlemen, our new head football coach, John Sumrall.
Scott, thank you for that welcome. As I start, I'd like to say, going through the process of making decisions on jobs this time of year, maybe not being ideal coaching in the season, there's very few people that you can trust to maybe have that conversation with about what it's like to go through this because it's unique. And I do want to be very direct on one thing. And you may or may not appreciate this, but Lane Kiffin and I have been going through the same thing. And we've talked a lot. We were both in agreement that I was the right man for this job. All right? So he co-signed on that. Lane's a dear friend, and I have to poke a little fun at him. In all seriousness, I'd like to thank President Landry, the Board of Trustees, Scott Strickland and his staff, Chris LaFace, Gary Conjurin for getting me here today, and all of the Florida Gator Nation that has made this possible for me and my family. Before looking ahead to what is to come next, I'd like to reflect briefly on where I've been and what I've been doing, and I owe a couple thank yous there. I'd like to acknowledge Troy University for giving me the opportunity to be a first-time head coach 4 years ago. I was a linebacker coach, co-defensive coordinator, that most people in America didn't know my name unless you really loved studying football. And Dr. Jack Hawkins, the chancellor at Troy University, and athletic director Brent Jones gave me the opportunity to be a first-time head coach. And for that, I will be forever grateful. And I'd like to thank Tulane, President Mike Fitz, Patrick Norton, athletic director David Harris, for giving me the honor and the privilege to be the head football coach there in New Orleans, where my oldest two kids were born, and lead that program. Both opportunities have been special and have meant the world to me. I'm also very grateful for Tulane for allowing me to finish the job. The job's not done, and I got work to do. So today's going to be quick. It's going to be fast. It's been a little bit dizzying at times, but I got to go back tonight because we're in pursuit of doing something special as a team. I'd like to thank Tulane and Scott and Florida for allowing me to go back with my guys and finish that job the right way. I'm also grateful for all those players I've had the opportunity to serve as a head coach at both institutions. The way we lead, the way we coach, man, I do life with the guys I coach, and those guys have afforded me this opportunity. I didn't get here on my own. We've won a lot of games over the years because of the players that I've been privileged to coach. So I want to acknowledge those guys, and I want to tell my guys back at Tulane that I was at practice with this morning, I can't wait to see you first thing tomorrow morning. It's great to be a Florida Gator. It's great to be a Florida Gator. I am honored and humbled to be the head football coach of the University of Florida. I'd like to talk about my family, my wife, Jenny, my best friend. I'm trying not to get emotional. We've known each other since we were in high school. My senior year prom, yeah, I forget which dance was prom. I went with one of her best friends, and she went with one of my best friends. We grew up about 2 miles apart, and I've known her since I was a high school kid. But she's my best friend. She's been there every step of the way. When we got married, I was the defensive coordinator at the University of San Diego, which is 1AA non-scholarship football, not San Diego State. The University of San Diego, the Toreros. All right? Pioneer League, PFL, baby. And we were sitting there, I think we were on Pacific Beach one night, and I was getting close to maybe thinking about asking her to marry me. And I said, could you live in Pocatello, Idaho? And she said, why would we do that? And so that's where Idaho State is. I may have to coach there one day. She said, John, if you're there, I can go. And I thought, all right, I think this will work. Jenny, I love you. I'm grateful for you. You've been there every step of the way. Thank you for letting me pursue my goals and dreams. We had options. We had choices. My wife and I, we sat down and we chose Florida. We made that decision. Florida had to choose us, but we chose it back. Our 4 kids that are here today, Sam, Sadie, 12-year-old twins, Stella, our 9-year-old daughter, and Selah, the caboose, our 7-year-old. The greatest privilege I have other than being your mom's husband is being y'all's dad. When I shared with the kids, and Jenny and I shared with the kids what we were about to do next, their responses were very fitting to their personalities. Sam's immediate reaction was Do you think I'll get a chance to meet Tim Tebow? He's read his book. He also was fired up because we're Jordan brand. He's got his J's on right now. Sadie, his twin sister, her first response was, Dad, like the place that gets to play their games in the swamp? And I said, yes, Sadie, the swamp. And she goes, tell your mom I'm not sitting in the suite area. I'm sitting in the stands because it seems like a lot of fun there. She knows more football than most of you men in the room, too. She can draw up power. I'm not sure if she's got counter down yet. Stella, affectionately in our family known as what is she known as? Y'all say it. She's the rattlesnake. All right? She'll bite you. She just wanted to know, when I told her we were going to be closer to Orlando, could we go to Disney every summer? I said, Mom might be able to make that work. And then Selah, her name has the most significance of meaning in our family. Selah in the Psalms, at the end of Psalms, Selah means to stop, to pause, to reflect, and to praise. And with Selah, our number 4, we have stopped. Her immediate response was, Dad, can we win a championship there? I said, damn right we can. She's the life of the party. To my mom and dad, George and Sandra Sumrall, thank you for being there. They've been there every step of the way my whole life. Mom's a saint, dad's stubborn. I love y'all. Thank you for everything you've done for me. It's an honor that you're here today. It means the world that y'all made it. Thank you. My in-laws, the Nixons, thank you for allowing me to have a wife and it be your daughter, and being the best in-laws in the world. I actually get to say that. And then my brother Joe, my biggest fan. Joe, we can win or lose, and Joe usually can find the positives. I think he might be related to Ted Lasso. We leave a game, and my dad doesn't do it quite as much anymore, but he used to question play calls we'd make. Now that's my son. My brother thinks all the play calls are great because I'm his brother and we're making them. But thank you for being my biggest fan and being there every step of the way to support me. I can assure you, our family is going to be all into this university and all into this community. We will be connected. We will be engaged. We are excited to do life in Gainesville. We're excited to partner with everyone here. The only way we know how to do it is all in. I also look forward to doing life and partnering with other head coaches here at the University of Florida. As we went through this process of making a decision of what we're going to do next with our future, I had the privilege of spending some time on the phone and visiting with Todd Golden. His wife, Megan, kind of helped recruit Jenny a little bit too. And, I'm excited to support the other sports here at the University of Florida. You're going to see us at basketball games. That was one of the other questions the kids had is, when can we watch Gator basketball? And I said, soon. Tomorrow night against Duke. Not in person, probably. But Todd and Megan have been great. I can't wait to meet the others and partner with them and help them bring championships to Gainesville. To the Florida football family, it's got to start with Coach Spurrier and Urban Meyer. Are you kidding me? Like, I get to stand in the same spot and do the same job as 2 absolute legends in the football community. And the fact that they're here today means the world to me. I'm kind of pinching myself. I've come a long way to hold the job that they once held. It means the world that y'all are here. To the former players, you're always welcome home. We want you to know, man, the doors are open. Please come back. Danny Warfel. I got a chance to spend time with Danny and communicate with Danny and visit with Danny through the process. We want all of you back. We need all of you back. You're always home here. To our fans and donors, we can only maximize our success and potential with your full support. It takes all of us working together to win championships. I love, love, love your passion and your enthusiasm. 18 straight sellouts here in the Swamp. That streak's not going to end anytime soon. We need to build upon that. But that passion and enthusiasm, the fire, that's part of what attracted me here, because I'm wired the same way. The standard here is championships. That's why I came. I'm built for this job. I was made for this job. Winners win. I'm a winner. We're going to win. Roster building. It starts with our current team. I just got the chance to meet with those guys. Retention in today's college football world is the most important thing to build a team. We need those guys to stay, and that's the first recruiting effort I have. We also have sign day on Wednesday, which is vital. I believe that the lifeblood of your program is recruiting good high school players, and at Florida, elite high school football players. It starts here at home. We're privileged to be in the state of Florida, which has got just such a great hotbed for not just high school football players, but great coaches. And we don't have to go very far to find what we need to win championships. We're also very privileged, though, to have a national brand where we can go all across the country and get the best of the best, the cream of the crop. We will use the transfer portal. If you've studied my rosters the last couple of years, I haven't had the resources to keep very many of my good players. They all end up getting poached. So I've had to embrace the transfer portal probably more than most, maybe even more than I'd like to at times, by necessity. But we will use the portal to enhance our team and to supplement where there may be holes or deficiencies. We're going to run a player-driven program. My job as head football coach here is to serve and to develop the players. It's not to be served, it's to serve. If there were no players, there'd be no coaches. If there weren't players in the football team, you wouldn't need me. Those players are going to get everything I got to help them become their best. I'm also excited to partner with the Gator Made program. As more I learned about that program, I've been really excited about partnering with them and what they do to equip our players and young men for life. We're going to attract a championship level staff here at the University of Florida. We're going to play with an edge, a blue collar mindset, and a chip on our shoulder. We will be tough. We will have grit. We will not be outworked. We will play with passion and physicality. We will build our scheme in all three phases around our players and their strengths. On offense, when I think of Florida football, I think of aggressive, I think of explosive, I think about mixing tempos, using it to your advantage, and dictating the game to the opponent. I think about stretching the field and threatening every blade of grass. It all starts with the quarterback and the pieces around him. We'll get elite skill players here. We got some already. We got to keep them. Our O-line has to play with a demeanor that's nasty and that is a force to be reckoned with, and that'll happen. I may be a defensive guy, but I want to be more of a defensive guy like somebody Coach Spurrier knows, like Bob Stoops. I want the scoreboard to light up. All right, and the way we've played maybe where I've been has looked a little different than I want to play moving forward, because your job everywhere you are is to figure out how you win for the place you're at. Well, here, I think we can score a lot of points, and that's what I want to do. Defensively, we will swarm. and we will attack. We will play with great pursuit of the football and relentless effort. We'll always be on the hunt because that's what Gators do. We're going to make our opponents uncomfortable. I want to be the most feared defense in the country. On special teams, we're going to play special. We're going to be detailed. We're going to be sound. We're going to win the hidden yardage. We're going to create advantage in the kicking game. I've got a background in special teams. I've been a special teams coordinator. That will have my fingerprints on it. Before I move on, I'd like to acknowledge we got some players here in the back, and I can't wait to partner with y'all. I'm fired up y'all are here. It means the world that y'all are in here today. It's all about y'all. In closing, I'll wrap up with, just like around here when we go to the fourth quarter, we sing, I won't back down. I won't back down. I will never back down. The Florida Gators, we will not back down. Go Gators.
All right, we're going to take some questions from the media. Again, please wait for the microphones and please introduce yourself and your affiliation. So we're going to start with Mark and then Edgar.
Welcome, Mark Long with the Associated Press. Obviously, you got two Hall of Famers sitting back there, and you alluded to it, but is it a daunting challenge or exhilarating challenge with those two guys knowing what they've done here and trying to replicate that?
Yeah, it's a challenge I embrace. It's an exhilarating challenge. That's probably a better word. I don't know that I can measure myself to Coach Spurrier or Coach Meyer anytime soon. Got a long way to go. I look forward to leaning on them, asking their opinion and advice. I feel very privileged to have two great resources like them that are a phone call away. And I got a chance to speak with both of them before getting here. And as a coach, I admire coaches and really good ones. Well, I got two great ones here. And so for me, I feel like I'm the luckiest guy in the world to have a phone a friend in those two. It's kind of cool. Yeah, it's kind of cool. I'm not going to do my Coach Spurrier impersonation, but I'll give it to you at some point. It was good. Coach, you were good, man. We're going to do that.
Yeah, Coach. Given your SEC, playing and coaching experience, is it as simple as, same game, more attention, or do you have to make some philosophical and, adjustments to your approach?
You're talking about just SEC versus where I've been as head coach. Yeah, I think there's a couple things in there. I think every place is different. Troy was different than Tulane. As a school, what type of student athlete I could attract, who I could get in school was a little bit different. The type of kid that attracted, like I said, Tulane's a really high academic institution like we have here. So both places were very different. And year to year, your roster is so different in college football that I think you have to, the trick as a head coach is trying to figure out how do we formulate each team's opportunity to have success. No two teams are alike. To be quite honest with you, no two games are alike, right? And so in our league the last few years, at Tulane, you may play Army one week and Navy the next, and those are option or wing T teams. And then the next week you might play North Texas, which we're getting ready to play. We played them last year. We played South Florida last year, where it's like they're just looking to go fast and don't always know what the play could look like, but they're going to go fast. And then we'll play a pro-style team, which was like maybe Memphis. And so the types of things you see are different. I think you have to always identify, what is your team best at? And there's a formula for every team to give themselves the best chance to win games. I don't care what level you're at. I do think this is a unique environment because I'm going to have an opportunity to recruit the best players in the country. Like, there's no reason why we shouldn't attract the very top end of the talent coming out of high school. And that excites me. I've had great players. I shared with the guys in the team meeting some of the names they've never heard of were no-star and two-star recruits that I've helped get to the NFL at Troy and Tulane. man, what do I get to do with some 9-stars? Watch out. It's going to be a lot of fun. And so the SEC is a different league. It's the closest thing you get to the National Football League. That's why I wanted to come. I crave that challenge. It invigorates me. It gets me a little bit fired up. And so I know what we're in for. Like I said earlier, I'm built for it. This is what I've wanted to do my entire life. When I was my son's age, this is what I dreamed about doing.
Yeah, Kevin Brockway, Gainesville son, Rich Brooks, Coach Brooks. I had a chance to talk to him this morning, and Mark Stoops. I mean, what kind of influence were they for you, and particularly, I guess, Coach Brooks through your difficult time when your playing career ended, and how that shaped you?
Yeah, man, Rich Brooks is like an uncle to me. Coach Brooks, 2003, he came into the University of Kentucky. I was my third year in college. In 2004, I started 2003, a couple games for him at linebacker. 2004, I started every game for him at linebacker. I kid around with him all the time. Having to start guys like me almost got him fired, right? Because I was somehow tricked somebody to let me play in the SEC. I don't know if my talent really met that threshold, but Coach Brooks is who gave me a start in coaching. I had a career-ending neck injury my junior year. My junior year, I led our team in tackles, 2004. Most of those tackles looked like trips. I was like swiping people's ankles because I wasn't fast enough to catch them. And Coach Brooks immediately created a GA job for me, like just a couple days after the news of my injury being what it was. And so this is my 21st year coaching college football. I'm wrapping that up. Next year will be 22. Coach Brooks gave me my start and really my foundation. I think Coach Stoops, I worked only for offensive head coaches from Coach Brooks for the next 18, 19 years, or whatever it was, to Coach Stoops. And so I worked for Coach Stoops again, and really, I thought I was ready to be a head coach when I was at Ole Miss. Looking back, I wasn't. I was probably still a little bit maybe unprepared in certain areas. I thought going to work for Coach Stoops gave me the refinement and the polish I needed to be prepared to take on a head coaching opportunity. But both guys have been very pivotal to where I'm at. Yeah. Man, I Zoomed with those guys last night. I'll tell you, I pulled back the curtain. I Zoomed with my signees or my commits at Tulane, and I told them to sign at Tulane because I'm not trying to poach their class. I want those guys to go play there. I Zoomed with the guys that have been committed. I can't reference names. I got to be careful here. That's always the challenge. But I Zoomed with those guys yesterday evening and their families. First, I thanked them for, there hadn't been a whole lot of decommitments, which is really powerful. It speaks a lot about what this place is.
Okay, guys. That 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 ends today's show. Don't 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 pay no mind to the noise in the background. Um, this game was an awesome game. It was. So I will see you see you guys see you guys next year with another installment of the Alex Perez show, Gator post game show. Thank you for watching, everybody, and God bless you.